No, thank
And so I do have I Toma is here.
you. Yeah, sure, bring your partners in. I'm always
Yeah,
very socialistic. I bringing the crowd in. So
yeah,
who's
this will
with
be
you?
good.
Your business partner?
Yeah, let me introduce you here. This is Toma, Dr.
Hey,
Yin.
Toma.
Hey, how's it
Good to
going?
see
Nice to meet
you.
you.
I'm very, very excited. I've got to meet Nick, well, just a few days ago in New York. And, like I said to you, we have so many things in common. It's beyond, we're like twin brothers in terms of our holy sign, our things is like Trinity, like, damn. Yeah, exactly. My holy sign, which is, so literally, it's like we're connected, well, we are. I genuinely feel that.
Yeah,
So,
I ask, I
yeah,
wasn't in the meeting in New York,
yeah.
so could you give me a brief intro, I guess, of
I'll give you,
yourself?
I'll be more than happy. Nick is always switch off because he probably find this boring. So
No, I'm good.
I
Give me
am,
the give me the 30
I'm
second
just gonna
portion.
walk and grab this orange juice
30
really quickly.
seconds.
Yeah.
So my origin's obviously Asian. I was born in Singapore, but I was educated in UK. I have a PhD in nuclear physics from the University of Liverpool. So I'm very academic, very nerdy on the science side. I came to America in '93. I pretty much work in corporate life for most of my life. Like most people, I don't know whether the hormones or whatever, but I got sick of corporate. So I set up my own global organization, 2015, called Our Collective, which is doing all these amazing things and all these connectivity all around the world. I'll send you the deck on the Art Collective, etc. But my personal goal is, I was not a God believer, but I discovered the twin universe scientific model, which I arrogantly state will one day win me the Nobel Prize in physics, because it explains everything. It explains dark energy, dark matter, missing antimatter, quantum entanglement. But the biggest discovery is this scientific God, single omnipotent consciousness. And that's what my life passion is on now, is to bring God onto earth. Okay? Whether you believe me or not, I don't give a fuck. Pardon my English, but I swear a lot. I really don't give a fuck. I know what my destiny is. And all this thing that I'm doing is for this personal goal. Just like Nick has a personal goal, which he told me, is to become the US president in 2028. And I believe because of our cross matrix that we're working together, I believe we can help each other in a lot of the activities that I'm going to go through this agenda in. Okay, so it's slightly more than 30 seconds, but hopefully that elevator speech gives you the crazy madness that I'm involved in, what and how I'm going to implement it.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It goes better for the context. So I guess yeah, like I don't want to waste your time. So let's go through the agenda.
Yeah, let's jump it
By the
off.
way, you never be wasting my time. Never be wasting my time. Not unless we, as long as we're
Not wasting. Let's
on this
maximize
world
the time.
context, which I believe we are, time is never wasted. It's so
Let's
obviously,
maximize it then.
yeah. So I'm just going to go down this agenda and cover some of the topics that I discussed already with Nick. And now we're sort of discussing how we can possibly implement it. So the first agenda will list the 5 categories, the 5 phases that I believe, this is my personal thing, of this world conquest, okay? Then after that, we will cover who we need to bring in terms of individual like yourself. Obviously, Nick has the highest regard for you, you're the partner. And similarly, I have my own people that I want to bring in. So we'll identify who our various partners is. Then,
who our vendors are and that can accomplish XYZ.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then obviously we have to discuss how we're going to fund it, because money talk. Okay, so we'll discuss the various money situation, and then the last bit is, all right, now we discuss all this, how the fuck did we start all this? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go down the agenda, the 5 topics that I believe that will think. Now, this is obviously centric around what you guys are doing and around what I'm doing. Okay, when I say I and Our Collective. Okay, so the first goal that I feel is a great marketing is this creation of your Web3, your CNXT technology that you're going to infuse to the world, that you're going to take over the world. And I want to be part of that. I want to embed my ClaiStar and I'll go into detail what my ClaiStar is later on. But I don't need to go into detail. I can send you a thing because it goes beyond. But ClaiStar is
What is what actually is ClaiStar?
Yeah.
the ClaiStar. I wrote it as a book. I started off book in 20, I think 1918. I thought it was a science fiction book. Okay, so it's published as a science fiction book. Okay, but it's grown into this. I call it this monstrosity, this divine monstrosity. So it evolved from this book, and then the book covers my journey of how I discovered this twin universe and God, but in a movie, because the science behind it is high. I sent Nick a copy of my God book, which contains the mathematics and the physics in there, okay? And Nick can forward that to you. And it's very nerdy, very technical, okay? So for the masses, it's very complicated. So I try to describe that in this novel, okay? Where my God comes from in terms of, this twin universe discovery, okay? But miraculously in 2018, I used the Bible code, which is the mathematical algorithm developed by a team of mathematicians in 1994 to decode messages in the Torah, the oldest biblical text, okay? So believe it or not, but ClaiStar was discovered twice in the Torah. The Torah is the oldest unchanging biblical text in the world, okay? It's typed in Hebrew. And the mathematical algorithm discovered that ClaiStar exists only twice in the Torah with God. The first time it appears in the Torah with God is in the book of Genesis, which, if you study the Bible, is in the beginning. The second time that ClaiStar appears with God is in the book of Exodus, which, again, if you know it, is when Moses takes the children of God to the promised land. Okay? Now, you can take this mathematical algorithm yourself and discover it, so you don't need to believe me. In fact, I encourage I've sent all the information to Nick, so he can forward that to you. So I genuinely believe that ClaiStar is not just a movie. ClaiStar is not just a movement. ClaiStar is prophesied in the 3,400-year-old Hebrew Bible of our destiny, of our path. And I will send you all the decoded. So you guys are nerds. So you don't have to believe me. Believe in the math. Believe in your code. Okay? And that's what I want to embed the ClaiStar prophecy. So when people are watching the movie, when people are playing the game of ClaiStar, they can take the algorithm. So unlike Halo or Avatar, which is based on nothing, fictional thing, ClaiStar is based on a real prophecy, on real mathematical code. And that's why I want my ClaiStar to be embedded into your code, because it is embedded into the Torah. It is a mathematical algorithm code embedded in the Torah. Okay, so that's what ClaiStar is. All right, it's not just a movie. It's not. It is God's message. All right, I believe that, and a lot of people believe that because I've given them the science. I've given them the mathematical formula. It's not me just saying it and say, here's the mathematical formula. Here's the program that you can buy for free, or you can buy $50. Last time I bought the program. You can also get a Bible code for free as well, and you can do the search and find ClaiStar twice with God in Genesis and in Exodus. Okay, all right. That's where my madness comes from. That's where my insanity comes from. The math tells me where I'm going. Okay, the math, not Miss Big Mouth. Okay, so anyway, so that's why I want to embed the mystical ClaiStar. That's why I want to tell people I'm starting the movement, which is the one called the One God, One Religion, which is the first facts-based religion. Okay, so it's not faith-based. It's not saying, well, you have to believe that Jesus Christ walked on water. No, this is a fact. You can take your own mathematical and find the fact of this one God, one religion, which, as far as I'm arrogantly going to say, it's going to take over the entire world, all religion. It's going to unify religion with science. Okay, that is my crazy master plan. Okay, and that's why I want to use your tools to help me. Call it brainwashing. Okay, it's all the same thing. Okay, the government call it propaganda, commercial world call it marketing, religion calls it faith, but you and I know it is fucking brainwashing. Okay, let's put it bluntly. Okay, all right. So either you call it propaganda, marketing, or faith is all the same bullshit brainwashing. And do I want to brainwash as well? You fucking damn right I want brainwash as well. With my propaganda for my mission. Okay? And you can do the same for your mission. Okay?
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right. So anyway, so the first step is to take your technology and embed it with your code for your United Space. Okay? But if I'm going to be part of this journey with you, then I want my ClaiStar embedded in there as well with your United States. Okay, so I want your United States and my ClaiStar embedded into your CNXT technology. Okay, so that's step one. How we do that, we don't need to discuss, we don't need to detail that right now. But that's, I feel, the first step that we need to take. Okay, that we go to bed together. That's what I want, and I'll explain what I'm going to give you guys. Okay, I think you already know what I'm going to give you guys. Okay, so that's step number one. How we detail out, we don't need to do that. This is just an introduction.
Yep.
Second step is I want to take over the world financial market. Okay, so in 2018, I went to Nigeria. I went to meet NNPC, which is a National Nigerian Petroleum Corporation. They're the sixth largest oil producer in the world. I sat down with them. We're talking about medical product, but my crazy plan back then in 2018 was I wanted to create the world's first stable currency, digital cryptocurrency. My goal was to standardize my crypto with crude oil because the world operates on crude oil. The reason why America is the number one power is not because it has the most warship, the most nuclear bomb. The reason why it has that is because the world operates on the petrodollar. Okay, that's the only reason. Okay, so I wanted to take that petrodollar and convert it into a stable crypto. At that point, and everyone knows me, I said Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrency a Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme, they're all scam. I've been said that. You can see all my posting, and I stand by that. Okay, and the reason why it's crashing is precisely because of that. It doesn't mean I don't believe in crypto. In fact, I totally believe in crypto. My issue is that right now, the crypto market, including the NFT, is like a wild, wild west of America. It's an area with no rules. Everyone's just killing themselves and seeing who survives, okay? I want to be the top gun in there. I want to kill everyone else with my gun. And my gun is to create the world's first stable cryptocurrency, which is backed by commodity. So I want to create the first crypto called ClaiStar. The reason why I want to call it ClaiStar is I want to go out there and say that my coin or our coin is not only backed by commodities, where it's crude oil, gold, blah, 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 etc., but it's backed by God. Because you know, especially in America, there's so many evangelical stuff, okay? So for those that want to believe in God, brainwash, that's fine. I'm going to give them God in the crypto. I make no disguise about that, okay? So the second step is to take over the world financial market by basically having the world's first true digital cryptocurrency, which is called the ClaiStar, which is backed by commodities, crude oil, gold, and backed by God. Again, how we do that, we don't need to go into that detail right now. I'm just giving you the 5 steps of conquering the world, okay? And again, because you guys are the techno expert, I'm a nuclear physics, so I'm nerdy enough to know, but I'm not an IT, but I'm not in the same realm as you guys, okay? All right? So I will rely on you guys to basically create that crypto thing, to basically manage that on your United Space, okay?
Yeah, so
you will manage that.
So on the point of the stablecoin, I'm a investor advisor for a new L1 called Lux. They actually have a money transmitter license out of the Isle of Man, and they're able, with their like class 8 license, they're able to print any digital notes that they want. So
Perfect.
a digital pound, a Zimbabwean fucking dollar, Japanese yen, whatever it may be, the underlying collateral on it is actually US treasuries. So instead of dollars backing 1-to-1, all you care about is if I have $10, 10,000, or 100 million, I just need to know that when I redeem that, I get a 1-to-1 rate. you don't care about the underlying uh, collateral. We can earn 2.83% yield on holding the US Treasuries, either it's a 10, 15, 30-year note. And because the underlying collateral is US Treasuries, they're all AAA graded. So you can lend them out to traditional financial institutions or whatever it may be. It promotes the usage of your local currency. So the stablecoin side,
This
it's
is fantastic. The only issue I say is they said that about Terra and Luna. So again, I don't need to go into that detail with you right now, okay? But again, so we'll see the thing, okay? But I need to see that that is a real thing. It's not like Terra, it's not like Luna who claimed, yeah, it's backed by the dollar, blah, 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 1-to-1, and it's just full of shit and full of lies, okay? So I'm not saying that's how you guys are doing. Again, I need to see
fair.
it.
I mean, to be fair to Luna, they
Yeah.
never claimed to be 1-to-1. They always were algorithmic.
Can't be stupid. That's how it appears to be marketed to me and the masses, and most of the masses believe that. So whether you claim they said that or not, that's how it's interpreted as. So either I'm stupid and the masses are stupid, well maybe, but to us that's what it was interpreted as. Okay, I am God fearing, so whatever I said has to be reality. Okay, so if it's 1-to-1 with the treasury, then it has to be 1-to-1. Okay, so that's great. Okay, so that's great, but I want to add more credit. Like I said, the world runs on the petrodollar. So I want to lock in our thing to the petrol. And again, going forward, you know my connection to oil and gas. And again, I don't want to spend 20 hours on this. We'll spend 20 hours over the few weeks that goes over. But I'll discuss my oil and gas network that, you know, can also, so the treasury, absolutely. But I also want to back it with crude oil, with gold, and with other stuff, which makes it a 1-to-1, a reality. Because old people like me recognize gold. They see it, oh, that's gold. People know gas that they put into the car. They recognize that. Okay, so that's why we got to do it for the stupid people. And regrettably, most of the people are stupid. Okay, so we just have to do it for that. Okay, again, we don't need to go into that detail, but I love what you said. If it's back to the treasury thing and it's a real 1-to-1, absolutely. But if we go on this mission, I want to call that coin Clystar. Okay, I already told you the reason behind the craziness, because I want to associate that this coin is not only backed by commodity treasury, but it's backed by God, by the way. Okay, I'm that crazy. Okay, so anyway, so that's step 2. Now, the step 3 is to mass saturate the market, the mass media, with Clystar and of course your United States. The mass media. Right now, I'm working with a group here to establish Ukosi Academy, which is an international school for the performing arts for movies, filmmaking, and music. Okay, old people, young people like watching movies, like listening music. So I want to create those platforms. I want to manage that. I want to dictate that, and I want to make them make movies, make music, and encompass, embedded in there the secret stuff, all that stuff that basically profile our Clystar and your United States. Okay, again, part of the brainwashing, call it that. Okay, so that's why, as far as I'm saying, the Clystar movie, which I want to make into epic, into a multi-billion-dollar epic that will be used to broadcast our message, our divinity, our divinity, and your presidential run as well, okay, in the movies and in the game. So I sort of categorize the movies are for the old people like me.
Yeah, but
young people, you know, like you guys, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, again, we don't need to go into the detail, but again, that's the tools that we will use to brainwash the entire world.
We were just kind of like a side thing, and there's absolutely nothing concrete from the standpoint of where this goes with this. But Tomo was we were just out. I guess it was last night or 2 nights ago, and we ran into the producer of the original Matrix movie, which is kind of cool. Really, really random, but yeah, I think right there on that fourth one, as far as the media engagements, the as you said, the film, the video game space, you know, and really bringing it to. It's a very obviously a very key part of this in bringing it to market, and I guess we'll go
I'm on a call right now. Can I give you a call back after my Zoom? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, Dwight. I'll call you. I'm on a Zoom right now. Okay, I'll call you later. Thanks. Sorry about that, as one of my repair guys. So yeah, no, that's again,
Yeah.
that's how I feel we're fated.
Yeah.
Everything we do, we're already involved in all our aspects. Yeah.
Yeah, we're perfectly right there on time, my brother. I would just tell me the last point 4 was in regards to the messaging and engaging the a media, obviously a large scale media campaign around.
It's out of my lane. That
Toma's the tokenization guy.
Yeah,
So-
I can help on. I'm very
Oh
very.
yeah. No, we all have experts in different regions. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. We're not going to do everything ourselves. I'm just saying that the goals, and we bring in you and I and the team will bring in the right people. Okay. But that is to me a critical aspect, because that mass media through the movies, through the music, is what's going to basically brainwash the world for what we want. Okay. And I make no bones about that. Okay.
Yes.
Step 4, which is probably the most important thing, one of the most important, well, I won't say the most important thing, they're all important, is I want us to take over a real physical bank. I already mentioned this to Nick. I have been offered a bank in Solomon Islands called the Pan-Oceanic Bank. Sorry, I meant to send you all the confidential financial info. I'll forward that to you, okay? The reason why this bank is up for sale for $80 million. It has 8 branches in the Solomon Islands, which is in a small island, the Pacific Ocean, okay? So let me finish first, and then you can ask all the questions, okay? The Solomon Islands signed an agreement with China a few months ago. It was a lot of uproar because Australia and the Western powers were very upset with that, okay? Therefore, the reason why we want to buy the Solomon Islands is that is the portal to allow a lot of the rich Chinese to take out their money, because right now it's very, very difficult, in fact, almost impossible for rich Chinese to take out the money out of China. Again, I'm not going into a political reason, okay? But because China has signed an economic agreement with the Solomon Islands, we can take over this bank, and it will allow the Chinese authorities and whatever to take the money out and basically bank it. So the Solomon Islands will be like offshore account, just like the Cayman Islands, just like Bermuda, Bahamas are used by the Western powers for the super rich. The Solomon Islands will be similarly, will be a portal for the super rich Chinese to basically deposit and we're not just going to open that up to the Chinese, okay? Now, our partner for this takeover, 80 million, includes my partner, Riocom, who established in Africa, but also my partner in Asia, Pacific, Singapore, and China, okay? So this Solomon Island will be a physical bank, which will allow depository of very, very rich people to have a tax haven in this area. So we take it from Africa. There's a lot of rich money in Africa. Take it from Europe, take it from, and more important, from China, and deposit it into the Solomon Island, okay? The same group that I'm working with in Asia, China, will also use the Solomon Island as a depository for gold deposit, to transfer gold from Africa and then through that and deposit it in China in a refinery, okay? Therefore, we will act as a depository. This gold will also then be used as the collateral to back our crypto. So everything is embedded. So the L1 thing that you will not only be backed by the US Treasury, but it'll be backed by gold. And in my goal, aim to also use it to leave it backed by crude oil. So everything will be backed by our cryptocurrency. Okay. And I want you to then take your CNXT financial technology and infuse that into this physical bank. Again, for the old people that want to see a real bank, that's it. I want to deposit. This will give us this physical brick and mortar that can put people assured. Yeah, we're not just, we have a headquarters here and there. And when we establish it, then we'll have a branch here in New York, and we have a branch in Shanghai, and we have a branch in Sydney, whatever we decided, okay? So this is an important thing, is to take over this physical bank called Pan-Oceanic Bank. I will send you, Nick, I'll send you all the financial records of this thing, so you can look over the financial thing. But my Chinese, Malaysian, Singapore, and my African partners are all in there. So for the risk will be minimum, because we're all embedded, because they all see the advantage of the Solomon Islands. So the Solomon Islands is so critical because China has an agreement with them. That's what opens the portal for us. Okay. Sorry, did you have a question? So now I covered this point.
What were we on?
No, we can.
Okay, I'll send you detail of the bank anyway, Nick. So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
send you the
Okay.
financial statements of the bank so you have a thing. Okay. So again, we don't need to go into the detail now. This is just an overview of the stuff. Okay. And then on the final one, I want to then once that we build that foundation of mass saturation, brainwashing, call it whatever you want, putting the foundation there, taking over the financial currency or development family. I want to leverage, and I set this up a year ago called the One for the Many. I reserved the website for that. That website is to campaign for world leaders. Okay, my organization is working to install the next president of Nigeria. It's also working with the Nepal government. I want to also install the next prime minister of Nepal. So again, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Some of it is very sensitive, but my goal is to go around the world and install political leaders that follows my agenda. I make no bones about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I heard Nick first thing out of his mouth is, I'm going to become the new U.S. president 2018. I wasn't saying no. I want to say, okay, I want to help you, but I want you to work on this agenda so we can work together and we have so much common mutual goals, aim, etc. that is a win-win for both of us. So I want to take this message, just like Donald Trump, who I absolutely despise, but he's a great marketer, so I have to give him credit for that. Make America great again, right? MAGA. He started an entire movement. I want to start my own crazy movement. On the political side, I want to use this agenda, the one for the many. Now, the one, of course, is my God. So that's my personal agenda. But the one, so it's for America, the one is for Nick to become the president in 2018. So the one for the many in Nigeria is for my leader. So I want to use that, the one for the many, to install world leaders all over the world. Okay, so I already reserved this website over a year ago. So the one for the many, which is going to be our slogan. And part of the movie, part of that is all part of this, like Trump did for the MAGA movement. That is the global movement that I want. And it's perfect because Nick wants to be the one. And he is the one. All right. He is Neo in the Matrix. Okay. So that is the 5 steps of world domination. Okay. So that just gives you an overview. Like I said, we're not going to detail how we're going to do that. We're going to have to get the team together for each of that. Like I said, each of us has an expertise. Okay. So, like you are on the tokenization aspects of it. Okay. So the next part of gender is, of course, who do we bring in the thing? So we'll probably break those steps up and we decide who we need to bring in. Now, we come to agree that this is what your organization wants to do with my organization, then we will control that. We will manage that. Okay. So Nick and I will take that, sign an agreement, and we decide, yeah, this is the 5 step that we want to work in, and this is how we're going to do it. And this is the team members that we're going to bring in for the movies, for the music, for the tokenization, for the running a bank, whatever, right? We'll bring in the right people. Again, we don't need to go into who it is right now. We'll identify that once we agree, okay?
Absolutely.
Now, how are we going to fund it? Okay, so that's the big one, okay? I'm going to describe my end of funding, okay? So as I mentioned to you, I'm dealing right now with the oil and gas industry. In fact, I'm supposed to set up a energy summit for NNPC here in New York because they know I have a lot of Chinese Asian buyers in China. So they want me to bring my buyers and set down NNPC. The president, Harari, basically kicked out the entire NNPC board. He installed a female chair lady and thing. So NNPC wants to start from a clean slate, and they've come to me because of my organization, asked me to bring in new buyers, etc. Thing. Okay. Again, I'm not going to give you numbers, just to give you some numbers of the Russia export to Europe, just Europe, oil and gas valued at $400 billion every single day. Every single day, 400 billion. Okay, so that gives you a scale, the magnitude of revenue that is going just from Russia to Europe every day. Okay, so we're talking about huge money. That's what I'm saying. The reason why America dominates the world is not because of the dollar, it's because of the petrodollar. Okay, therefore that is a business that I'm working on now with my partner predominantly from Nigeria, which like I said is the sixth largest oil producer, and because of the war in Ukraine, it's actually beneficial for me because a lot of the world, Europe and what are looking to diversify away from Russian oil and gas. Okay, again, I'm not going to go into the details of nitty-gritty on that. So that's one large revenue stream that I'm working on with my partner to generate an enormous amount of money to do these enormous goals. Okay.
Great.
All right. So, but there are other aspects of a thing. Again, I'm not going in detail what the other energy revenue streams are, etc. We can detail that up, but that's my funding aspects of it. And of course, I'm sure you have your own funding aspect. Again, we all put up on our table what we're bringing on, you know, our technology, our people, our network, our money, whatever. We all put on the table, and then we'll decide. Yeah, we're all contributing what we need to contribute. Okay. So again, we don't need to go into the full detail right now. That's my energy stream. Okay. And then the final step is, where do we start? Well, we're starting right now. This is the start.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, whether it ends now or not, that's a different matter, right? You can go off and say, well, Dr. Ying's a crazy, fucked up nuclear physicist. I don't want this shit.
Fuck that
Fine.
shit. Dr.
All right.
Fuck that shit,
Right.
Dr.
But I
Ying.
don't think that's the case, right? I think, Nick, you and I have the same fucked up globe. Exactly, Nick. All right. That's why you and I are so fucked up, fucking excited, because we have the same fucking goal that we want to do. Okay. And we know that. Okay. So where do we start? Well, we're starting. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how we go forward, we can sign an MOU, blah, 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 whatever. You know, I'm fine. In fact, I'll probably send you a very simple 2-page MOU saying that, yeah, you and I agreed to take over the fucking world, and you and I will not stab each other in the back. And that's it. Just simple. All right. So
Sounds great.
that would at least get a piece of paper on the thing that you and I will do that. Okay. So I'll probably send you my 2-page, very, very simple. Lawyers will laugh at that, but that's fine. I just want something. Okay. And then we will try and implement those 5 steps. Those are my 5 steps, okay? But that's what I'm good at. I'm a nuclear physicist. I'm very logical. And I believe those are the 5 steps which will allow us to conquer the world, okay? All right? So again, we don't need to go into detail on this thing because that'll take so many days, years, and whatever, okay? All right?
So, Dr. Ying, remember you mentioned to me that you need the counterbalance, the girl and the guy side of it, of
Okay.
the equation. So I'm gonna pass this off. Here's Lauren. And say hi. Say hello.
Hey, Lauren.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Just curious as to how this is going, like, where is this going? What is the potential growth for these people, and how are you able to calculate it?
Well, like, for example, I'll just give you a subset of one of the projects that I'm working on, okay? I mean, the overall picture is to take over the entire world, okay? So that's very simple. It's
I
that's
know,
the
but
overall picture.
that's kind of,
For like example,
you know how, that
yeah,
sounds
no, well,
like,
that's why I'm going to describe one project. So it detailed, because remember, I'm a nuclear physicist. I'm detail oriented. I need every T crossed, every I dot, okay? So I'm very
I
logical.
understand.
So
I understand
I'll
that,
give you
but
right now, for
would
example, let me
we put
finish.
trust in you? How would we put trust in you to do such a thing? Because there are many people in Asia doing similar.
Yeah. Well, time will prove that. Time, like I said to you, when I say Christ prophesied in the Torah, just go there and use your own Bible code, and you see what Dr. Ying's a lying sack of shit or Dr. Ying's right. Okay, so everything I'm going to send to you,
We do need to have like I know, but there needs to be an actual concrete goal, and the concrete goal can't be something as abysmal as let's take over the world, because that,
No, it is.
kind of-
No, it is.
So
No,
what?
it is. It
What
is.
is your
Let me
what is
think.
your idea for
Okay.
what is your next?
Yeah,
like,
no.
we
I
need a
disagree
five-part
with you there. The
we need
fact
a
that
plan. We need a 5-part plan
I and
behind any deal, and we need to
but
know.
did you hear the 5 step? Did you hear the 5 step?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear the 5 step?
She walked in late. I'll bring her up to speed,
Um,
Dr.
Well,
Ying.
then don't. My
Yeah.
advice to you: I'm going to send this private recording to Nick. My advice to you, listen to these 5 steps. Then you will realize the steps that I plan for us to
I can
take
just
over
listen.
this world.
I can just listen to
Okay.
you. You wrote that, correct? So you can tell
Correct.
me what's on it. So
Oh,
I don't.
all right,
I don't
well,
need to see
fine. Well,
something
she
like
said
that.
she-
You
yeah,
want me to
we're-
repeat
tell me-
myself? I hate repeating myself, but you
No,
want me to repeat
no.
myself?
That's not. That's
My
not. what I'm
advice is
saying at all.
watch it then. My advice is watch the 5 step. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch the
Yeah.
5 step. Okay. Or Nick can explain the 5 step to you. Okay. Nick
Yeah.
will explain the 5 step to you. Okay. Because you came in there, you didn't listen. There's no point in me repeating myself. I mean, geniuses like us hate
Oh no,
repeating
I
ourselves.
heard what you said.
Okay.
I heard what
Okay,
you said.
then you can tell me the 5 steps then. If you
I-
heard what I said, tell me the 5 steps.
There's nothing that you said that I
Okay.
like, took a different perspective out of any investor that we've had that has pitched us. So you have said nothing of
Well, what have I
professionalism.
said? What have
B,
I said?
nothing.
What have I said? The
So-
5 steps.
So
Tell
I'm
me
just.
the 5 steps. Tell me the 5
I'm
steps that I
not
described to
going
you.
to repeat. I'm not going to repeat
Well,
your.
then I'm not going to repeat myself. Listen,
Hold on.
seriously, okay?
Stop.
Nick
Stop.
will explain it to you, okay?
Yeah, we
Nick
don't-
will explain to you.
Actually, yeah,
All right. So
exactly.
my advice to you is watch the 5 step, okay? Now, after you watch the 5 step, you can tell Nick this is full of shit, okay? Seriously, okay?
Nuclear-
Seriously, watch the 5 steps, okay?
Yeah.
I'm seriously, after you watch the 5 steps privately, you can tell Nick he's full of shit, and that's fine. I have no problem with that.
I don't-
Okay? All right? Okay?
No,
And then
we-
to your question, those 5 steps will prove what I'm genuinely doing. Okay, like I said, when I'm saying I went to 2018 and met the Minister of National Petroleum 6 letter, I've done that. It's published. It's on news article. Okay, so she said to prove absolutely. All right, I met the minister. So all these 5 steps, all these world things, all this NMPC, all this approvable. Okay, the Clydesdale and the Todd, all those approvable. So you can prove either I'm a lying sack of shit or I'm really genuine, and then you will find from these 5 steps whether it is genuine or not.
That's
But
true.
you will have that opportunity to prove that yourself. Okay, all right. You'll have that. I'm going to send you all the bank takeover. I'm going to send Nick the financial statement of this bank, all that thing, so you can check all the bank, all that stuff. So the bank that we're going to take over, the gold depository, all that's going to be sent to you. Okay.
Yes.
So
Wonderful.
anyway,
And
Nick. So
that's all I was kind of asking for, is that there would be some kind of physical or monetary.
absolutely, and Nick already has.
Yeah.
the
it's-
document.
yeah,
So I was
honestly,
just trying, I'm trying to, as you said,
Okay.
cross the T's and dot the I's.
Perfect. Perfect.
So
perfect.
I'm just trying to make sure that this is
No,
actually.
and don't get me wrong. You are a perfect blend for what Nick needs, okay? Because you do need a someone over the shoulder. And I'll give you a little background. I was going to talk. Okay, right now I'm creating a US school called the Ukozi Academy of International School for the Performing Arts, filmmaking, and thing. I'm working with a South African lady who's created this entity in South Africa. She wants me to implement this project in the US. Okay, I'm writing the business model. I'm included all the women that are going to manage this movie project, because I said to Nick, one of
That's
the-
a great.
yeah, let me
um,
finish,
that's a
please. Let me
great
finish.
investment
One of the takeover on this 5 step is to use the movie and the music industry to basically brainwash the masses. Okay, so I'm creating the platform, the project, business plan, which I'm going to develop with all the team, and that's what I'm good at. Okay.
Mhm.
I have also, the project also knows that I am not including myself in the management team for the simple reason I'm extremely arrogant and extremely bad-tempered, I have very little patience. I cannot manage the project, okay? Because I'm so dominating, as you can see from me right now, right? Nick is probably the same personality. I'm afraid geniuses are alike, okay? So, but I'm smart enough to know that I cannot manage the day-to-day affair because I'm just so fucked up over the plate. I need stable, loving team, people like yourself to manage that affair, to check that every T is crossed, that every I is dotted. So you are the perfect partner for Nick, just like I have a perfect partner. And they're all women, by the way. They're all women. And
Did
that's
I
why I
just
said to
say-
Nick,
I didn't
and
mean
then I
that
said to
like
Nick,
that.
if you're going to run for 2028, you've got to have a woman component. I insisted on that.
1 million.
Okay. But anyway, so again, I'm going to send Nick all the details, all the business plan, everything. Therefore, you can let her make sure that everything is right, the numbers are correct, the money that's coming in is correct, all that done. You can do all that checking. Like I said, this is not what this is just to get an overview of it, okay? I'm not going to be able to prove everything right now to you other than just pointing this, okay? I'm going to send you everything, all the confidential stuff, and you can take your time and you can either prove I'm full of shit, in which case you can see my eye, hey, Dr. Ian, you're full of shit. And that's fine. And the same with you. I already told you about the Ponzi creator. If I find your treasury thing is full of shit and it's another Ponzi scheme like Luna, take my word for it. I'm going to look in your eye and say, oh, you're just running another fucking Ponzi scheme, Nick. Fuck you. Fuck you. Seriously.
Not gonna happen, Dr. Ian.
Perfect. But I want to check that myself. So it works both ways. All right. All right. But again, so I understand where you're coming, and you're absolutely right. Your attitude is 100% spot on. And it's for me, ultimately, to prove and convince you that this taking over the world is legit. Okay? Or not. Or you can tell, hey, no, this is full of shit. And that's fine. Okay? But we're not going to do this in a 1 hour Zoom. Okay? This is just an introduction. Okay, Nick?
Yes.
So anything else you want to talk about?
Honestly, I think this was really great. You got to meet Toma. You got to meet Lauren. There's Adriana. There's one more person that's sitting here. Adriana. She works in the funding world.
You guys are enjoying yourself too much. Damn. I'm stuck here in a shitty Hoboken apartment and you like lounging in there. Although it looks very cloudy. You like, is that the mist?
What did you say you are?
I said, I'm stuck here in my Hoboken apartment while you guys are lounging in beautiful Malibu, but it looks very overcast right now. So
yeah, we can barely. We can see the water last night right out there. It's a little bit. It's the morning dew overcast is coming in.
All right.
Yeah. So, but hey, I just want to say though, this is really great, and we're gonna put the puck in the net, complete the mission. I'm really excited to go on this journey with you, Dr. Yang. How about, and as far as actionable items, I'm gonna maybe on Monday next week for our meeting, I'm gonna come back and I'll come through with we'll address the 5, see where we're at on that, and then I'm gonna add a few more things that along with maybe we can dive a little bit more onto the technical side next time as well, so we can I'll make sure to get that over to you in response this first thing this week here to get the ball keep the ball rolling. And and if you could send over that information in regards to the POB bank in Solomon, that would be fantastic. And I think
Nick, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a 2-page simple MOU just between you and I. Okay, so the goal is simple. It's just take over the world. How we detail it doesn't need that. So the document, just you and me sign it. It says take over the world. And it says, you don't stab me in the back and I won't stab you in the back. Okay. Now we stab each other back. A piece of paper ain't going to help, but it just gives us a little bit thing. We put our signature to it. Okay. MOU thing. So we'll sign that. I'll send you all the banking statements or the PO B. I'll identify all the partners that was going to take over this banking and the reason why this bank is so important. Okay. But I'll send that so Laura and whatever can look through a bank, make sure it's legit and all that stuff, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so that's the first 2 things I'll do this morning to get my end of the thing moving. Okay, so we're going to have this Monday regularly, right? So I'll set this recurring. So every Monday we'll talk about how we take over the world. So it's like that, remember that cartoon character, Pinky and Peggy, the 2 mouths? Remember? Yeah. And at the end of the day, the one of the mouths asks the other mouth, what are you going to do? And he wakes up and says, you're going to like take over the world, right? So that's what we're going to do every Monday. Okay.
Sounds
we're going to take over the world. Okay. So thank you, Nick. God bless you. I'll send you the MOU and I'll send you the banking information as well to kickstart at my end. All right. So take care. Thanks again. All right. I'll send you the.
I love you, brother. I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah. See you Monday.